Garbage. Garbage. Well, one good stat. But it's one quality. Garbage. 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 Almost completely garbage. That's very close to being perfect. Very close. Just the crit rate needs to change. Darn. Now we lose everything.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and that was pretty difficult to watch, but do you think that I continued to fail upgrading that card, or do you think that I got lucky? For those of you that haven't been watching the channel for a long time, or you have missed videos here and there, I've been trying to re-roll this one card for over a year, I believe, and I think it's over 100 re-rolls already without being able to get the 3 stats that I'm looking for. Now, obviously, the 3 stats that I'm looking for, it's a 1 in 5, so it's a 1 in 15 chance, I believe, or a 1 in 5 to the power of 1 in 5 to the power of 1. I don't know. Anyways, it's math. That I'll get all 3 re-rolls. But of course, I'm doing this to highlight the bigger problem that affects all players in Marvel Future Fight, whether you are free-to-play, new player, veteran player, whale, whatever, equally. And that is card re-rolling. And this is a consistent thing across all players. I've literally never met a player in Marvel Future Fight that said, you know what? I like the card re-rolling system. I enjoy getting shafted and getting screwed and just getting destroyed by RNG over and over and over again. I enjoy spending days, weeks, months saving up all of these mythic cards and then using them to re-roll another card and having absolutely no progress. But we've talked about this before, right? So let me just highlight quickly the reasons why this system is so bad. First reason, there is no progress. You can literally, if you get unlucky enough, you can literally go 1,000 re-rolls, and you have to re-roll with another mythic card, so you could literally go 1,000 re-rolls without ever getting the stats that you want. Obviously, the higher the number, the more unlikely it is, but the fact that it's even possible to go that long without ever getting anything is disgusting. And that's why games have pity timers. That's why games have these sort of built-in mechanics to give you some form of progression. You know, Marvel Future Fight has been a lot better lately about introducing these kinds of things. And they know, and you can just answer as I show you each one, and we talk about them briefly. Every single time they introduce some sort of pity timer or some sort of progression system, everyone in the community just absolutely loves it. So they introduced Conqueror level in World Boss. So now once you beat the boss a number of times, it might take longer if you're doing a lower stage because you get less Conqueror XP, but you have guaranteed rewards here that will not change. These are not altered by RNG. These are guaranteed. So even if all of your booty boxes are terrible, even if you play World Boss every day and you don't get CCF, you will eventually get CCF. It's guaranteed. Everyone in the game was like, oh man, I love Conquer level. This is great. More recently, they're like, hey guys, check this out. In the story mode, instead of just giving you guys random rewards all the time, we're going to give you these fragments, and you get to control how much RNG is involved. If you don't have any of the characters, you still have a 25% chance to get a fragment every single day. Hey, that's pretty dope. I still have a chance if I don't have any of the characters. Think about that. And if I have all of the characters, I have a 100% chance, which means I will get a fragment every time. Now, there is some RNG once you've collected all the fragments, of course, but look at the number of items, right? There's no booby prize in here. There's no prize. You can't open the box and get nothing, right? So there is progression systems, and there is sort of ways of minimizing or getting rid of your RNG altogether. And as much as we hate the 10% method, for example, in getting characters' potentials enhanced, you can choose the amount of RNG that you subject yourself to. So if you want to be risky and you want to try and save resources, sure, go ahead. This is your choice as the player. If you want to guarantee it and just pay the price, you pay the price. Everywhere that they've introduced this, players have been receptive to it, and they've liked it. And when you make players happy, and when you introduce things that make players feel like they have a chance to progress and get better, they are going to continue playing your game. If I take you to a course where you have to, like a jungle course or whatever kind of a obstacle course, and there's a 500-foot wall, or there's a 50-foot wall with no grips, you're just gonna quit. You're gonna see the wall and you're gonna quit. And that's what a lot of players do in this game. They either get to the point where they need better cards and they don't get better cards, so they quit, or they hear about it from other players and they're like, you know what? I don't want to play. I don't want to start playing this game. You're telling me that these cards benefit all of your characters in all of the game modes, which is essentially the most OP thing ever. If you imagine a buff that exists for every single character that you own in every single game mode, if they introduce something like this to Contest of Champions or Strike Force or any other mobile game, it would be beyond busted. If they introduced this to Grand Cross, it would be easily the #1 way to buff your characters. It'd be better than equipment, right? You can just straight up give your characters attack and attack speed and penetration and resistance. Like, it's just crazy. You can just give them more HP, all of your characters, right? It's absolutely crazy that you can do that. So, you know, you can see here that just 2 cards, right? If I use this card here with 10% max HP and another card, this card has 9.5. That's almost 20% max HP. So with just 3 cards, you can simulate the amount of HP that you would get from 1 CTP of regen for all of your characters forever in all game modes. And they don't even have to have a CTP of regen equipped. It's absolutely, it's mind-blowing how powerful this system is, how important it is to get ahead in the game and to be better at the game. And then when you consider that not only are most of these cards locked behind gambling with no pity timers, if that wasn't bad enough, there's no pity timer on this gambling. You could go hundreds, thousands of dollars deep into this system and get nothing again. But even once you get the card that you want, you're right back to square one, where if you want to get stats that are actually going to help you, because there's plenty of booby stats in every single card, right? There is no card where all 5 of the random options are good. You know, crit rate is good. All defense could be good. It's okay. And the max HP, the increased HP is, of course, the best one. Physical defense is obviously terrible. It's much worse than all defense. And then crowd control time down is just straight up trash. Let's look at the next one here. Energy attack is great. Lightning resist is garbage. Fire resist is garbage. All attack is amazing. And then dodge is not bad either. So you have, at best, 3 out of 5 usable stats, not necessarily good stats. And if you take a look here, you'd rather have all attack than energy attack, right? Because all attack is energy attack and physical attack. So technically there's only 2 best options here, all attack or dodge. This system is designed to just suck the life and the fun out of the game for you, and it literally is designed to just crush your spirit. Now let me show you what happened with the rest of my card rerolls.
Now it's just the HP proc. Garbage. Garbage. This is why we have to be able to change individual card stats. Having to reroll the entire card is barbaric. This is actually just torture. The odds of getting what you want are so minuscule. It's basically impossible to get the stats that you want. This is such a dumb system. All of these rolls have been garbage. This is the worst system ever. 7 quality with garbage stats. Nice. And there you go. 30 rolls and absolutely nothing. This is the way of Marvel Future Fight.
So obviously this system is really bad. If you can take 2 or 3 months worth of saving resources and then end up with nothing once you've sacrificed all those resources, not to mention all of the gold, obviously this system is terrible. How can it be fixed? Well, it's very, very simple, and the players have been asking for this for a long time. So it's really high time that the Marvel Future Fight devs actually implement this. We need a system whereby we can re-roll each individual substat of the card, rather than re-rolling the entire card and re-randomizing every single aspect of the card, including the quality of the card. We need a system whereby once we have the card at a quality that we want, let's say I have that Spider-Man card, it's 7 quality, or let's take the Cable card, it's 6 quality. Now I can go ahead and look, okay, it's got physical attack, energy attack, and recovery rate. I want to change the recovery rate, and there needs to be some sort of item that you can grind for in the game. Maybe you can call them comic card fragments or comic card option fragments. And once I beat all 7 days of GBR with specific tier 3 and awakened teams. I get the 7 pieces of the fragment. I combine the 7 fragments into one item, and now I can use that item once on the recovery rate, and it will only re-roll the recovery rate. It won't change the energy attack. It won't change the physical attack. It will only change the recovery rate. And then it'll change. It'll either be fire resist, poison resist, recovery rate, attack speed, or all defense. We absolutely 100% need a system like this. Whether it is something that you grind for in the game, for some sort of in-game currency, whether it costs you gold to re-roll the individual options, or whether it costs you crystals. I don't really care. Okay, and I'm pretty sure most of the players don't really care. Obviously, the best case scenario would be for it to be something that you grind for, like story mode fragments. And then the second best scenario would be it costs gold, like it costs 1 million gold per reroll or 5 million gold per reroll of each individual stat. And obviously the worst case scenario, the most expensive scenario, is crystals. But even the worst case scenario is 1,000 times better than this, because this scenario is the one that we're in now. And this is the worst possible timeline. You're throwing your resources blindly, hoping to get lucky. It is literally, and I mean, when I use the word literally, I don't mean rhetorically or metaphorically. This is literally 100% RNG. There is nothing you can do to influence what happens, and every time you re-roll, you are randomizing literally everything about the card. You're even randomizing the percentages on the fixed options. So even those fixed options aren't safe from being lowered and reduced in quality, because I could get a 7 quality card with horrible random options, but it's got 7 quality, so the ignore defense max HP are 11%, and I can get a 1 quality card where the random options are great, but suddenly my ignore defense and max HP have dropped to whatever, 6% or 7%. So I've just lost 3 or 4 or 5% of those main stats. So yeah, this is my rant, guys. It's honestly it's too much. It's way too much. They've got to fix this. I'm not just complaining for myself. Ask any player. You guys know how it is. This has got to stop. We really need to stop this. It's sick. It's very sick. And I used the example most recently because it literally happened yesterday or 2 days ago. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.